Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel SRIP Edu Pharma. In our previous video, we had discussed the basics of ocular drug delivery systems. And in this video, we will be discussing various types of controlled release ocular drug delivery systems. If you have not subscribed our channel SRIP Edu Pharma, do like, share and subscribe our channel and press bell icon for newer video notifications. So we will see what are these controlled ocular drug delivery systems. They provide continuous release of the drug that are designed to provide the release of medication at predetermined and predictable rates, permitting the elimination of frequent dosing by the patient, ensuring nighttime medication and providing a better means of patient compliance. It means that we know in the case of ophthalmic preparations, the patient have to insert or they have to deliver dose of drug twice or thrice a day, which is very inconvenient. Sometimes it happens that we forget to use or we forget to take the dose of the drug, and because of that the continuous level of the concentration of the drug is not achieved. So to avoid that, the research was done that to prepare something or to prepare some type of delivery systems which deliver the medication at predetermined and predictable rates. So now we will see what are the different types of these delivery systems. Now we will see various types of ocular drug delivery systems. When we see the conventional approaches, then there were solutions, suspensions, emulsions, ointments and gels. After that there came inserts. Inserts were erodible and non-erodible type. Then came vesicular systems in which liposomes, niosomes, discosomes, pharmacosomes, these are used. Then there is also particulate systems. In particulate systems we see nanoparticles, microparticles, and in the case of advanced systems you can see gene delivery, scleral plugs, stem cells, ECT. Then again there is one more category which is called controlled release systems. In this you could see micro emulsions, nano emulsions, micro needles, then collagen shields, implants, hydrogels, dendrimers, antiphoresis, polymeric solutions, contact lenses, cyclodextrins, etc. So now we will discuss in brief all of these categories of controlled ocular drug delivery system. First category that we will see is vesicular systems. In vesicular systems, first is liposomes. Liposomes are biodegradable, non-toxic in nature, and these are the vesicles composed of lipid membrane enclosed in an aqueous volume. They are formed when matrix of phospholipids is agitated in aqueous medium to disperse two phases. And in liposomes, phospholipids are used, and the example of phospholipids are phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidic acid, sphingomyelin, phosphatidylserine and cardiolipin. You can see the diagram here. The outer portion is non-polar portion, and inside inner one is hydrophilic pocket. Hydrophilic means it contains it can incorporate here aqueous drug, and in the hydrophobic layer, that is non-polar layer, the lipophilic drug or hydrophobic drug will be incorporated. The major limitations of liposomes was chemical instability, oxidative degradation of phospholipids and purity of natural phospholipids. So to avoid this, the niosomes were developed as they are chemically stable as compared to liposomes, and they can entrap both hydrophobic and hydrophilic drugs as it was possible in liposomes. And when we see the comparison between liposome and niosome, the niosomes are non-ionic surfactant vesicles. They have potential applications in the delivery of hydrophobic or amphiphilic drugs. It means that by incorporating or by using non-ionic surfactants, the problem of instability of liposomes was rectified. And here when we see the proper definition of niosomes, the niosomes are microscopic lamellar structures which are formed on the admixture of non-ionic surfactant of the alkyl or dialkyl polyglycerol ether class and cholesterol with subsequent hydration in aqueous media. In vesicular systems, next vesicle is discosomes. They are giant niosomes. They have size about 20 micrometer and they contain poly 24 oxyethylene cholesterol ether, or which is also known as solulan 24. These discosomes act as potential drug delivery carriers for ophthalmic use as they release drug in a sustained manner at the ocular site. Next is pharmacosomes. Pharmacosome term is used for pure drug vesicles formed by the amphiphilic drugs. The amphiphilic prodrug is converted to pharmacosome on dilution with water. Since many drugs are also amphiphiles, they can form the vesicles. The advantage of these is the drug metabolism can be decreased and the controlled release profile can be achieved. Nanoparticles are other approaches for ocular controlled delivery. We know that the nanoparticles have size in nano range. It could be from 10 to 1000 nanometer size. So these are formed to achieve lower irritation and inflammation and better bioavailability and interaction of a drug with ocular tissue. In this, the drug is dispersed, encapsulated or absorbed, and it could be produced by emulsion polymerization. And here polymerization is carried out by chemical initiation, gamma irradiation, visible light, and emulsifier stabilizes polymer particle. In this, the polymer used are of biodegradable nature. Example is nanoparticle of pilocarpine, which enhances the mitotic response by 20 to 23%. Microemulsion is the dispersion of water and oil which is stabilized using surfactant and co-surfactant to reduce the interfacial tension, and usually they are characterized by small droplet size, that is around 100 nanometer, and they are higher thermodynamic stable and they have clear appearance. So this is the basic of microemulsion. And when we see the different parameters, then we will see that the selection of aqueous phase, organic phase and surfactant co-surfactant systems are very important critical parameters which affect the stability of the system. Then now we will see microemulsion with respect to ocular delivery. For the treatment of eye diseases, drugs are essentially delivered topically. And here all-in water type of microemulsions have been investigated for ocular administration to dissolve poorly soluble drugs, to increase absorption and to attain prolonged release profile. For example, lecithin tween 80 based microemulsions was developed and characterized, which dissolved some poorly soluble drugs like atropine, chloramphenicol and indomethacin. Nanosuspensions are widely used for poorly water soluble drugs in case of ophthalmic delivery. And we have seen that they have efficiently delivered the hydrophobic drugs because they not only enhance the rate and extent of ophthalmic drug absorption but also the intensity of drug action with significant extended duration of drug effect. When we see commercially, when we prepare nanosuspension, then the techniques like media milling and high pressure homogenization have been used. Next, we will see ocular implants. Implants are actually used for chronic ocular diseases like cytomegalovirus, retinitis, and the implants are effective drug delivery system for these type of chronic diseases. Initially, non-biodegradable type of polymers were used for preparing ocular implants, but the problem was that they needed surgical procedures for insertion as well as for the removal. So, after more of the research, the biodegradable polymers are used for preparing ocular implants, and the polymer used is like polylactic acid, which is safe and effective to deliver drug in the vitreous cavity, and it shows no toxic signs. So implants are also used for controlled delivery for ophthalmic purpose. Next is iontophoresis. In this, the direct current drives ions into the cells or tissues. And in iontophoresis, the ions of importance should be charged molecules of the drug. We see that the positively charged drugs are driven into the tissues at anode and vice versa. And when we see the iontophoresis, it overcomes the drawbacks like blurred vision, irritation, poor ocular bioavailability, patient discomfort, and the limit of low drug dosing, as were the problems in the case of conventional drug delivery. And the ocular iontophoresis delivery is very fast, painless, and safe, but it can also deliver high concentration of the drug to a specific site. And when we see the applicability, then it delivers large drug molecules to the eye like corticosteroid. Next, we will see dendrimers. Dendrimers are synthetic polymeric nanoparticles with a unique, highly organized branching structure. You see the diagram here. We can see here are branched structures, and at the end there are surface groups which are attachment of various ligands. Then in the inner portion there is internal voids which has entrapment of guest species, and in the center there is a core, and this core is for shape and multiplicity of branching. Then there are various generations like G1, G2, G3. These are the size and number of end groups. Now when we see the dendrimers for ophthalmic purpose, then these are known to show improved drug delivery efficacy when applied directly to the cornea as solutions or gels, as well as intravitreal or subconjunctival injections. So here we can see that dendrimers are also successfully used for ophthalmic preparations, and dendrimers are successfully also used by different other routes, and they have better water solubility, bioavailability, and biocompatibility. Microneedles are also used for ocular delivery of drugs. The coated microneedles can deliver drugs into the eye via intrascleral and intracorneal routes in a minimally invasive manner. It has been seen that in vitro penetration into the sclera and rapid dissolution of coating solution after insertion of the drug, while in vivo drug level was found to be significantly higher than the level observed following topical drug administration, like for example drug pilocarpine. Next is phase transition system. In this, the solution that are liquid in the container and thus can be instilled as eye drop becomes gel on contact with the tear fluid and provide increased contact time with the possibility of improved drug absorption and increased duration of therapeutic effect. Here you could see that liquid gel phase transition dependent delivery system is there, which varies according to the particular polymer employed and their mechanism for triggering the transition to a gel phase in the eye. Take advantage of change in the temperature, pH, ion sensitivity or lysozymes upon contact with tear fluid. Another important system is ocular inserts. Ocular or ophthalmic inserts are sterile, solid or semi-solid preparations. Inserts impregnated with drug having a thin, flexible and multi-layered structure for insertion in the conjunctival sac. They provide the continuous release of the drug. In this we see that in the predetermined manner, the predetermined quantity of the drug is released in the ocular cavity. The important advantages are reduced local side effects and toxicity, then around the clock control of intraocular pressure and improved compliance. But the major disadvantage is retention in the eye for the full 7 days is sometimes difficult. Then we have to periodically check the unit, then the replacement of the contaminated unit, and these inserts are expensive. When we see the classification of inserts, then they are in of two categories: non-erodible or insoluble inserts, and second is erodible or soluble inserts. We have made a separate video for you on OcuSerts. You can go and have a look on that. So we will be not going in detail on these OcuSerts, but others we will be discussing. When we see the types, then non-erodible are of two types: reservoir and matrix type. Example of reservoir is diffusional insert, that is OcuSert, and second one is osmotic insert. And here for example of matrix, the example is contact lenses. Then comes erodible or soluble inserts. The examples are Lacriserts, Soddy and Minidisc. As we have already seen about non-erodible insert, that is OcuSert, it is a flat flexible elliptical device which is designed to be placed in the inferior cul-de-sac between the sclera and the eyelid. And in this the drug is pilocarpine and it releases drug for 7 days continuously. When we see the structure, then inside there is a drug core of pilocarpine gelled with alginate paint polymer. Then the both rate controlling membranes are transparent and they are made up of ethylene vinyl acetate polymer, and inside there is an annular ring for visibility in handling and inserting the system, which is made up of EVA impregnated with titanium dioxide. This titanium dioxide gives white color for the ring. And there are two types of OcuSerts, Pilo 20 and Pilo 40. Next comes contact lenses. The therapeutic contact lenses are prepared by pre-soaking them in drug solution. You can see the structure here, it is very transparent and they are circular shaped structures, and the drug or the dyes can be added during polymerization, and the drug incorporation depends on whether their structure is hydrophilic or hydrophobic, and the drug release depends upon amount of drug, soaking time and drug concentration in soaking solution. The important advantage of contact lenses are that no preservative is needed and the size and shape, and this is very well fitted in the ocular cavity. The disadvantage is handling and cleaning is difficult and they are expensive. Contact lenses are of three types: hard lens, rigid gas permeable lens, which is called as semi-soft lens, and third one is soft lens. Hard lens is made up of polymethyl methacrylate. Rigid gas permeable is made up of copolymer of polymethyl methacrylate and silicon containing vinyl monomer, as well as it is formed by cellulose acetate butyrate. And in the case of soft lenses, they are made up of hydroxy methyl methacrylate. And if we see the disadvantages, then in the case of hard lens, they restrict the tolerance, then sometimes corneal aberrations are caused and they form stable tear film. But when we see the second one, that is semi-soft lenses, then it is made up of materials which are permeable to oxygen. But the best one is soft lenses, as they are of various types available, like disposable or non-disposable, clear or colored, spherical or toric, extended wear and multifocal. And the important advantage is that they are comfortable and well tolerated. So generally Hard lenses are less used, but soft and semi-soft are more used. And when we see the therapeutic applications, then they are used for diseases of cornea, diseases of iris, then for glaucoma and amblyopia. Next type are erodible inserts. As the name says, they are soluble types. The solid inserts absorb the aqueous tear fluid and gradually erode or disintegrate. The drug is slowly leached from the hydrophilic matrix. They quickly lose their solid integrity and are squeezed out of the eye with eye movement and blinking. They do not have to be removed at the end of their use. They are of three types: Lacrisert, Soddy and Minidis. First is Lacrisert. We can see in the diagram that they are sterile rod-shaped ophthalmic inserts and they are inserted into the inferior fornix. This we have to remember that it is inferior fornix and they are used in the treatment of dry eye syndrome. And they are recommended for the patients which are unable to obtain symptomatic relief with artificial tear solutions. They are made up of hydroxypropyl cellulose without any preservative. We have already seen that they are used for the treatment of dry eye syndromes. And about structure, it weighs 5 mg and measures 1.27 millimeter in diameter with a length of 3.5 millimeter. Next is SODI, which is soluble ocular drug insert. They are small oval wafer-like structure. Wafer means they are very thin film of oval shape. They weigh 15 to 16 mg. They are used for treating glaucoma. And the important advantage is that it is of single application. Next is mini disc, which is a countered disc with a convex front and concave back surface. The diameter is 4 to 5 mm and the composition is silicon based pre-polymer alpha W dis 4-methacryloxybutyl polydimethyl siloxane, and it is also having M-methyl acryloxybutyl functionalities, or it is called as D-dimethyl siloxane functionalities. The drug for which it is made is pilocarpine and chloramphenicol. Some of the other advances in ocular drug delivery include: first is the ophthalmic gel for pilocarpine, in which poloxamer 407 polymer is used. Then second is the ophthalmic prodrug, in which the prodrug form of the drugs is used. Third is continuous delivery system based upon the osmotic property. Next is the gel delivery system, which is biodegradable polyisobutyl cyanoacrylate colloidal particulate system of drug pilocarpine, which is incorporated into Pluronic F127 based gel delivery system. The next is mucoadhesive polymer. We have seen that mucoadhesive polymers are also used for ocular drug delivery. For example, the tamarind seed polysaccharide is used as a delivery system for the ocular administration of hydrophilic and hydrophobic antibiotics. So mucoadhesion is also a way of ocular drug delivery. So dear learners, keep learning, stay connected. Hope we have tried to cover most of the topics of this ocular drug delivery systems. If you have any more queries, you can write in the comment section, and do like, share and subscribe our channel SRIP Edu Pharma. Thank you so much.